3 days. That's all the world has left. Before a secret weapon decides who lives, who falls, and who disappears forever. And the only man who can stop it walked away from violence years ago. The night was silent over the frozen streets of Prague. A black SUV moved slowly through the empty road, carrying a high-level intelligence officer under heavy protection. Inside the car, tension filled the air. They knew someone was watching. Then suddenly, every street light shut off at once. Darkness swallowed the city block. Within seconds, masked shooters appeared from the rooftops. The guards reacted fast, but the attackers were faster. Clean shots. No panic. No wasted bullets. The SUV flipped, flames rising into the cold night. When it was over, the officer was gone. Not kidnapped, not rescued, executed. And carved into the frozen windshield was one word: Aegis. Far away in a quiet coastal town in southern Italy, Robert McCall lived a simple life. Early mornings, a small cafe, books, silence. He spoke little, watched everything. The people there only knew him as a kind, calm man who fixed things and kept to himself. But peace never stays for men like him. One morning, as he read the newspaper, he noticed a small article about the Prague attack. Most people would ignore it. McCall didn't. The word written on the glass caught his attention. Aegis. He had heard that name before. Years ago. A program so powerful it was never meant to exist. A few hours later, a woman ran through a crowded train station in Rome. She looked terrified, checking behind her every few steps. Men in dark suits followed her calmly, not rushing, not shouting. They knew she had nowhere to go. She dropped her phone near a cafe table and kept walking. McCall, sitting alone, noticed everything. The fear in her eyes, the steady walk of the men behind her, and the phone buzzing on the ground. He picked it up. One new message on the screen. It read, "If you're reading this, they're already here. Aegis goes live in 72 hours. Find me." McCall looked up slowly. The men in suits stopped when they saw him holding the phone. Their eyes locked, and in that quiet moment, something changed. The peace he had built was over. Robert McCall had tried to leave the past behind, but the past had just found him. The men in dark suits moved first, calm, controlled. One reached inside his jacket. McCall didn't wait to see what came next. In one smooth motion, he stepped forward, using the cafe table as cover. A quick strike to the throat, a twist of the wrist. The weapon dropped. The second man rushed him, but McCall was already ahead. 3 moves, 5 seconds, silence again. The woman had vanished into the crowd, but the message on the phone stayed clear in his mind. 72 hours. That night, McCall tracked the signal from the phone to an old apartment building near the river. Inside, he found her hiding in the dark. Her name was Dr. Elena Voss, a cyber expert, the mind behind Aegis. She explained everything in a shaking voice. Aegis was not just a spy system. It could control drones, shut down banks, erase identities, and trigger attacks without warning. Governments thought it was defense, but someone had turned it into a weapon for power, and it was going live in 3 days. Before McCall could respond, the windows shattered. Flash grenades exploded in white light. A tactical team stormed in. But these were not regular soldiers. They moved with military skill and perfect timing. Leading them was a man with sharp eyes and cold focus. Ethan Cross. Cross stepped through the smoke and aimed directly at Elena. He didn't hesitate. She built it. She dies. It ends, he said calmly. McCall stood in front of her. That's not justice, he replied. The two men locked eyes. Both trained, both deadly, but only one believed every life still had value. The room felt smaller, guns raised, no one breathing. And in that moment, they realized something dangerous. They were not enemies, but they were not on the same side either. The gunfire stopped as fast as it started. McCall and Cross moved back to back, forced to fight the same enemy. When the last soldier fell, silence filled the broken apartment. Smoke drifted through the shattered windows. Elena looked at both men and finally told the full truth. She had hidden a kill switch inside Aegis, a secret line of code that could destroy the system forever. But it wasn't remote. It had to be triggered from the main server, a secure offshore facility surrounded by private security and military defense. Nearly impossible to reach, Cross received a direct order through his earpiece. Eliminate McCall. Secure the asset. No witnesses. His jaw tightened. For the first time, he didn't answer. McCall noticed. You still take orders without asking why? He asked quietly. Cross fired back. You still think you can save everyone? Before either could say more, news alerts flashed across every screen in the city. A bombing in Vienna. Dozens dead. The suspect, Robert McCall. His photo filled the broadcast. Framed. Set up. The world now saw him as a terrorist. Elena whispered. They're cleaning the board. Police sirens echoed outside. Cross made a choice. He lowered his weapon. You've got 48 hours, he said. After that, I won't be able to stop what's coming. McCall looked toward the dark sea in the distance. The final move was clear. This wasn't about clearing his name. It was about ending Aegis forever. The storm rolled over the Black Sea as waves crashed against the steel walls of the offshore facility. Lightning flashed across the sky. Inside, guards watched their screens, unaware that Robert McCall was already among them. Quiet steps. Precise moves. One by one, the lights in the control wing went dark. At the same time, a helicopter cut through the rain. Ethan Cross stepped out before it fully landed. He had made his choice. No more orders. No more blind missions. Elena reached the main server room and began uploading the kill switch. Red alarms screamed through the halls. Armed teams rushed in from every direction. In the center chamber, McCall faced the man behind Aegis, the architect of chaos. The fight was brutal and close. No wasted motion. No anger. Just purpose. When it ended, the system began to collapse. Elena finished the upload. Aegis shut down. Screens went black across the world. By sunrise, the facility was burning. Days later, McCall sat quietly in his favorite cafe. Peace restored for now. A woman approached his table, fear in her eyes. He listened, because balance always needs someone willing to stand for it.